twin lords, Ye Warren and Chi Warren, heading for the enchanted trees that are their power source. Before they can intercept him, a notification announces that Bai Yi has switched to his Cloud Element Mage profession. Raising his staff, he summons a powerful ice spell, unleashing a massive wave of cold energy that instantly freezes both D-class lords solid. With the bosses neutralized, Bai Yi lands and immediately switches back to his nuclear warrior class. He confirms his guess was correct. With the bosses and their power source taken down, their minions would lose their ability to heal and resurrect. As predicted, the resurrected bloodflowers and corpse orchids begin to fall apart and die permanently. Now that the twin lords are powerless, Bai Yi drives his blade through the ice, shattering the frozen body of Ye Warren. A system notification confirms he has successfully killed the level 20 D-class lord, earning 2,500 experience points and a high-grade item called White Spirit Grass, which can instantly restore half his stamina and heal most physical wounds. With one twin lord defeated, the other, Chi Warren, shatters the ice that was holding it. Bai Yi, despite his wounds, stands firm with a green aura swirling around him. He points his dagger at the final boss, declaring that only it remains. The massive creature looks down with a surprisingly sad expression. Surrounded by flames, Chi Warren makes an unexpected request, pleading for Bai Yi to kill it. Bai Yi is surprised, thinking he has never met a lord like this before. He realizes that with its brother gone, the creature no longer wants to live alone. Respecting its final wish, Bai Yi decides to grant the request. He leaps forward with incredible speed and, with a single powerful strike, slices the D-class lord clean in half. As the monster dies, a notification confirms he has successfully killed the level 20 lord, C. Warren, and gained another 2,500 experience points. He also obtains a high-grade material called a poison thorn, which is needed for forging a powerful S-class flower-type weapon. Holding the purple item, Bai Yi lets out a breath of relief. His efforts are rewarded as a final notification announces that his nuclear warrior class has advanced to D-class, level 15. After defeating the twin bosses, a notification confirms that Bai Yi's Cloud Element Mage class has also advanced to D-class, level 13. With the final boss dead, the red entrance to the demon cave reopens, allowing him to leave. However, before he can exit, a new status screen appears, showing his flower element bar is now completely full. This triggers another awakening. Bai Yi looks surprised, realizing his flower element is maxed out. Surrounded by a swirl of glowing green energy and colorful petals, he wonders what kind of profession he will awaken this time. He recalls his last awakening granted him a powerful red profession and smiles, anticipating what's next. A new notification appears, revealing his new class, a level 1, E-class Flower Element Summoner. His excitement immediately turns to shock and disappointment as he realizes it's only a blue profession, a much lower tier than he hoped for. After a moment, he composes himself, thinking that the Summoner class doesn't have high stat requirements and wondering what its main skills are. A skill description window appears, detailing his new abilities. His active skill is Flower Spirit Contract, which lets him form a contract with the soul of a defeated flower-type demon, forcing it to serve him. The passive skill, Flower Field, lets him see the souls of recently deceased flower-type demons. Bai Yi's interest grows as he reads the description, particularly the part about making a contract with a demon's soul. Realizing the potential of his new skill, Bai Yi wonders if he can form a contract with the two powerful bosses he just defeated. With his Flower Field passive skill now active, he turns and sees the glowing blue souls of the twin lords, Ye Warren and Chi Warren, hovering over their remains. With a determined expression, Bai Yi decides to seize the opportunity. A notification appears, confirming he is activating the Flower Spirit Contract skill. He reaches his hand out towards the two souls and, with a confident smirk, commands them to come to him. In a swirl of brilliant blue energy, the souls of the twin lords are pulled towards him and reform into their powerful physical forms, now bound to serve him as his new summons. The scene shifts to a stormy Saturday night at 6 p.m. Bai Lingsheng, soaked by the rain and armed with a knife, stalks outside the apartment building, his eyes filled with rage. Just as he prepares to act, his phone rings, interrupting his murderous plans. Annoyed, he answers the call and is surprised to hear Inspector Chen Jinwu on the other end. The inspector offers him an incredible opportunity, an invitation to a dinner hosted by Dean Hong Liang, which could be his ticket back into the guild. Elated, Lingsheng promises Chen that he will seize this chance and not waste it. After hanging up with a wicked, triumphant grin, he declares that it's a good day after all. With his plans for revenge postponed, he decides to go catch up with his wife, his menacing intent still clear as he walks away. Meanwhile, having left the apartment to search for her son, Bai Yi's mother stands outside in the pouring rain. She clutches the responsive jade stone around her neck as a sense of dread washes over her. Suddenly, a voice calls out to her. She turns to see Bai Yi holding an umbrella and groceries, asking why she came downstairs in the rain. Startled at first, she is visibly relieved to see him safe. He smiles gently and tells her that they should go home. Later, inside their new home, Bai Yi's mother looks at a beautiful new bracelet he has given her. She thinks about how her foolish child told her he went out late to get her a gift. A sad, knowing look crosses her face as she thinks that just because she cannot speak, it doesn't mean she is unaware of the dangers he is facing for her. Back in his room, Bai Yi lies on his bed, thinking about his current situation. He reflects on the 3 professions he now has: a green-tier nuclear warrior, a blue-tier flower element summoner, and a powerful red-tier cloud element mage. A detailed status screen appears, showing that his 2 main combat classes, the mage and the warrior, have both reached D class, while his new summoner class is still E class. Despite this progress, he knows it is still not enough. His thoughts turn to his father, Bai Lingsheng. He calculates that it has been 10 days since his father was imprisoned, meaning only 5 days are left of his sentence. However, knowing his father's violent nature, Bai Yi suspects he might be released early, a possibility he must prepare for. The next day, on Sunday morning, Bai Yi's resolve hardens. Surrounded by a swirling red aura, he decides that hiding is not a solution. He must face the problem with his father head-on and resolve it completely before he can continue his own journey to grow stronger. Driven by this urgency, Bai Yi spends the entire day pushing his limits. A series of notifications confirms he has conquered 4 hidden demon caves, 3 E-class and 1 D-class, in rapid succession. By Sunday afternoon, he stands before another, more dangerous D-class hidden demon cave with an unknown threat level. Knowing he cannot afford to rest and must reach C-class as fast as possible, he enters without hesitation. By Sunday night, he emerges victorious, a red aura still radiating from him as a notification confirms the D-class cave has been cleared. He has leveled up again and thinks that the next time he meets his father, he will be the stronger one. As he stands, he senses something new and looks around, puzzled. A new notification appears, announcing he has earned the title Lone Brave for clearing 10 demon caves of a level equal to or greater than his own. This title grants him the Mark of the Brave and hints at unlocking a Tower of the Brave in the future. Bai Yi can only stare at the message, wondering what this new development means. On Monday morning, June 1st, at the Awakened Academy, Teacher Huang stood before her class with an exciting announcement. She informed her students that the final results of the combat simulation were in. She proudly announced that 2 of their own, Bai Yi and Qi Yin, had earned the first and second highest scores in the entire school. She added that after a thorough analysis of his performance, Bai Yi was awarded the highest score in the academy's history. The news left Qi Yin blushing with joy, while Bai Yi remained serious and composed. Because of their outstanding performance, Teacher Huang continued, both had qualified for the prestigious training camp. She then revealed an even greater reward. Thanks to Bai Yi's record-breaking score, they would also be granted a rare audience with the gods. While Bai Yi remained silent, the rest of the class erupted in shock. One student shouted in disbelief, pointing out that meeting the gods was an incredible honor that even high-ranking priests might never receive. Bai Yi, however, saw this as an unexpected opportunity. To him, this was a bonus, a chance to meet that group of gods who had betrayed him much sooner than he expected. His middle school friend, overcome with emotion, grabbed his arm and cried dramatically, begging Bai Yi not to forget his old friends once he became famous. In contrast, Specs looked at him with a proud, genuine smile, telling Bai Yi that he had always known he was destined to shine. In the dean's office, Hong Liang was speaking with his nephew, Hong Qiansheng. The dean asked Hong Qiansheng why he was refusing to go to the training camp, pointing out it was a rare chance to go with his father. Hong Qiansheng clenched his fist, showing his internal struggle. He firmly refused, stating that since he only placed third, he didn't feel he had earned the right to go. He added that he was tired of people thinking he relied on his father for everything and wanted to prove his own worth. Dean Hong Liang seemed impressed by his nephew's new pride, commenting that he had a lot of backbone and hoped Hong's father would see his growth. Seizing the moment, Hong Qiansheng then made a bold request. He asked his uncle for permission to access the sealed D-class demon cave in the school's back mountains. The dean frowned, surprised by the dangerous request. With fierce determination, Hong Qiansheng declared that he wanted to become stronger on his own. The scene shifts to the principal's office, where Ziling is desperately pleading with his uncle, the school's principal. He insisted he must go on the training trip, claiming it was his duty as the family's sole heir. The principal, a stern man named Kui Yunqing, calmly scolded Ziling for acting so impulsively when he knew the weight of his family's legacy. The principal's expression darkened as he confronted Ziling, asking why he empowered a monster to attack his own juniors during the combat simulation. Caught in his lie, Ziling stammered, unable to form an excuse. The principal slammed his hand on the desk in anger, shouting that the higher-ups weren't fools and could easily see through his clumsy scheme. He revealed that he was the only reason Ziling wasn't expelled, his intimidating presence making Ziling tremble in fear. Overwhelmed, Ziling collapsed to his knees, tearfully apologizing and admitting he was wrong. With his eyes glowing menacingly, the principal ordered the terrified Ziling to stand up. As Ziling struggled to his feet, the principal walked around his desk and delivered a final piece of information. He told Ziling his reckless actions had an unintended consequence. They brought a special individual named Bai Yi to the attention of the higher-ups. The principal revealed that those in power now find Bai Yi suspicious. Kui Yunqing continues to explain the situation to his nephew, Ziling. He says Bai Yi's growth has been too fast, which has made the higher-ups suspicious. Because of this, he reveals the gods themselves have requested to meet Bai Yi in person. After explaining the stakes, the principal grants his nephew's request. He tells his nephew he can go on the training trip, but he must fix his bad attitude and be more discreet. The principal sternly warns Ziling that if he causes more trouble, he won't be able to protect him. Ziling is overjoyed by the news, his face lighting up with a grin as he eagerly agrees to his uncle's terms. However, as he leaves the office, his expression turns malicious. He clenches his fist, thinking to himself that Bai Yi should just wait, as he will get his revenge during the trip. His thoughts then turn to Ling Yue, and with a sinister look, he vows that he will make her his sooner or later. Later that Monday afternoon, just before school ends, the classroom is buzzing with excitement. Bai Yi's friend holds a golden envelope, exclaiming in disbelief that it's an invitation from the ultimate school team. The letter formally invites Bai Yi to join them, an honor that sends a shockwave through the class. The students explain this is the most powerful team in the academy, and that joining it is a direct path into the Divine Guild. Another student adds it was founded by the only golden assassin the school has produced in years. The students are amazed, noting people usually have to fight desperately for a chance to join, yet Bai Yi was directly invited, and it's unheard of for the high school team to recruit a middle schooler. Overwhelmed by his friend's incredible success, Bai Yi's friend bursts into tears again, wailing about how outstanding Bai Yi is. Amid the chaos, Bai Yi calmly walked over and took the golden invitation from his emotional friend. To the absolute shock of everyone in the room, he then walked to a nearby trash can and casually dropped the invitation inside. His friend and the other students shouted in disbelief, asking if he was a fool for rejecting such a prestigious invitation. Unfazed by their outrage, Bai Yi simply said he was leaving and walked out of the classroom, leaving his classmates, including Specs, completely stunned and silent. Later, his friend crouched by the trash can, staring at the discarded letter and regretting the great opportunity that was wasted. However, Specs approached him with a knowing expression, asking if he really didn't understand Bai Yi by now. With quiet confidence, Specs explained that the Bai Yi of today doesn't join others. He is someone who will only ever be a leader. After leaving the classroom, Bai Yi makes his way to the secluded back mountain of the school. He thinks that now that he has permission to access the D-class demon cave, the area will be deserted at night, providing the perfect private training ground. It is then revealed that Hong Qianxing is already there waiting for him, surrounded by a determined red aura. Bai Yi simply tells him it's time to go in. As Bai Yi begins to warn Hong that a D-class dungeon might be too difficult, Hong angrily cuts him off, shouting to stop with the nonsense and insisting he will not be a burden. Bai Yi internally recalls their deal. He had promised to teach Hong combat skills and a way to get stronger quickly, and in return, Hong had to get him access to the school's demon caves. He is surprised that Hong managed to get permission for all of the D-class dungeons. Inside the cave, the difference in their abilities is immediately clear. Bai Yi is effortlessly slicing through a massive, dragon-like beast, while Hong is quickly knocked to the ground by a monster's attack, cursing in frustration. Standing over another defeated creature with a green aura, Bai Yi casually asks the struggling Hong if he needs any help. Full of pride, Hong furiously shouts back at him to get lost, insisting he can handle it himself. The intensive training in the school's D-class demon cave continues. Hong Qiansheng, fueled by determination, leaps in to battle against the monstrous creatures. Meanwhile, Bai Yi reflects on his progress. He thinks about the Lone Brave title he acquired and the mysterious Tower of the Brave it promises to unlock. He knows he can't access it until he reaches C-class. With a determined look, Bai Yi acknowledges he has cleared most of the hidden, wild demon caves he knew of from his past life. This makes the school's dungeons his only remaining way to level up quickly. The days pass in a blur of constant battle. On Tuesday, the discarded invitations to the Ultimate School team are still in the classroom trash, showing Bai Yi's focus on his own path. Leveling up at D class is much slower, requiring a massive amount of experience. By Wednesday after school, the grind continues. Hong faces another roaring beast, but as it lunges, Bai Yi is forced to intervene, saving him with a powerful kick that sends the monster back. Furious, Hong yells at Bai Yi, reminding him he said not to help. Bai Yi calmly replies that Hong would have been killed if he hadn't. Despite the friction, Bai Yi is satisfied, noting the experience they have gathered should be enough for his plans. By Thursday after school, the relentless training pays off. Hong Qiansheng emerges from the demon cave, cheering. He exclaims that he has finally reached D-class on his own, declaring it's far more thrilling than being escorted by his family's bodyguards. Moments later, Bai Yi exits as well, looking calm. A system notification announces his achievement. His nuclear warrior class has successfully advanced to C-class. With a determined look, Bai Yi knows he is ready for his next challenge. A menacing image of his father, Bai Lingsheng, appears behind him as he thinks his current power is now enough to deal with him. A status window displays his new C-class stats and confirms he has also acquired a new skill. Later that evening, Bai Yi is back at home when his mother teasingly asks if he has been coming home late because of dates with a cute girl. Bai Yi is flustered, denying it, and insisting he's just a middle schooler. With a warm smile, she continues, suggesting it's normal to have a girl he likes at his age. She advises him to be brave and pursue the people he cares about, warning him not to wait until the opportunity is lost, and he is filled with regret. Her words strike a chord with Bai Yi. His eye widens as her advice sinks in, and he falls silent, his thoughts turning to a specific girl he cares about. As Bai Yi thinks about his mother's advice, his thoughts drift to his past life and the girl he cared about most. A memory of his teammate, Ling Yue, flashes in his mind. He recalls her playfully asking him for a hug, calling him captain. In his memory, he bluntly pushes her away, much to her annoyance. The memory shifts to the aftermath of a fierce battle, the ground covered with defeated monsters. A tired but triumphant Ling Yue lay on the ground, happily exclaiming they had won again. The pre-regression Bai Yi, also battle-worn, simply told her it was time to go. Still exhausted, Ling Yue playfully asked if he could carry her. A flustered Bai Yi flatly refused, telling her to get help from another teammate, leaving her to pout about how mean he was. However, the happy memory is shattered by the traumatic event of their team's betrayal. The scene turns dark and bloody as he remembers Ling Yue's final moments, her body covered in wounds as she died. The image of his own face, twisted in pure rage at his powerlessness, burns in his mind. Pulled back to the present, Bai Yi reflects on this painful past. He recalls that he only met Ling Yue in his previous life, after his master had rescued him from death row. They met in a capital city. He has no idea where she might be in this new timeline, and sadly concludes it will be very difficult for them to meet again. He resigns himself to the reality that in this second life, he only has his memories. Even if they met, he knows their relationship could never be the same. Meanwhile, the vice-captain of the Ultimate School team reports to his captain that Bai Yi still hasn't responded to their invitation, concluding he must not be interested. The scene reveals the captain in her bedroom, holding the golden invitation Bai Yi had discarded. She finds his lack of interest amusing, thinking he is becoming more interesting. With a confident smirk, a status window identifies her as Ling Yue, a golden lightning assassin and the captain of the Ultimate School team. She decides she will meet him herself the next day and will personally deliver the invitation.